although you probably wouldn't expect it from a custom web app as we've seen so far, which consists of the data tables and forms that are called views so that people can view your data and manipulate your data through the custom web app, you can actually also create queries. So to create a query so that you can filter some of your data, we go to Advanced and click the drop down and choose Query. And you're given a view that looks exactly the same as Microsoft Access. Here you can see Show Table box, and you choose the table you wish to base your view on. So from our Show Table dialog box, let's choose our clients and close. So these are the fields that are available to me to use in my query. I would like the ID, the first name, the last name. So this is exactly the same as Access. So everything you've learned in creating queries is the same here. And let's have the city and the web page. So it's a reduction in the number of columns we're going to see. And then you can even add in criteria, just the same as we've done previously. So we could say everyone whose last name is less than M. So effectively everyone whose last name begins with A all the way through to L. And then we need to do a save to save our query. And then close. But what use is that? I've created a query that restricts the amount of data we can see, but where is it and what can we do with it? Well, the query itself doesn't appear in this list here, but if we choose the navigation pane, you'll see that our query does appear here. So I can see all my tables, that I can see here anyway, and the query, and then all the forms here are all the views that we've created. Now the query really could do with having a much more sensible name than query 1. So if I right click, I can rename it. I'm going to call it QRY A2L clients. Now to make use of that query, I don't need the navigation pane open, that was just to show you where it's ended up. I then go to the form that I wish to have that query used in, click the plus for my views, and you'll notice that in the record source, I have a choice of any queries based on this particular table. So that's the clients table. So here I can use my query and just call it A2L clients. List the details, add the new view, and that appears as effectively a new tab across the top, only showing me the fields that have been selected in that view, as well as restricting the data. So if we do a save, that will then refresh our custom web app. We go back to the web app and refresh, and our little new view appears here, A2L clients, and we see that there's actually no data there, whereas in the list we have one person, but my surname begins with V, so I don't qualify for A2L clients. Let's use the data sheet to add another client in, Mike Jones, who would qualify. Big company, and that will be enough. If I then click the next row to save that, there's no save icon on the data sheet. Go to A2L clients, and we see that Mike Jones appears in there because he qualifies based on his surname. So that's a query to filter out the data that you wish to see and then base a new view on that query. That way you could have a number of relevant views across the top here, all little tabs. A2L clients, M to Z clients, clients that spend a lot, clients that don't spend a lot, just anything based on the criteria that you can do normally. So in your custom web app, we create a query, the advanced drop-down query, and then you're in familiar territory for creating your query based on table or tables, making the restrictions you want under the criteria, saving that, and then basing a view on that saved query.